The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gaz, an Orc Barbarian in search of adventure.
I'm Konnor Shenold. I play Konnor with a K, a Kobold Sorcerer who is a continuous thorn in the Empire's side.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play the half-elf roguish warlock Zonimus Dinar, who's going to take back everything he's ever lost.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Poppy Tealeaf, a halfling druid who is determined to protect the frontier from the might of the Empire.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Mokrin Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer finding his true family as revealed by the secrets of the frontier.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Callben Frontier. Morning in the frontier. Sun is shining, birds are singing. Konnor, Gaz, and Mokrin, will you all give me Constitution saving throws? Mokrin, you will roll at advantage because of dwarf.
9.
14.
14.
Modified 20.
20, all right. So Mokrin, you wake up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go. Gaz, your head's a little fuzzy, but it's not bad.
I'm getting out of my mom. Don't leave me. Yes, another fine day. Let's head to the trail.
Konnor, you're wishing someone had already invented Tylenol.
Guys, shut up. My head.
Wildfire licks your face.
Well, I tell you what, I do not miss that. Actually, I kind of miss that.
Wildfire, go lick his face. He misses it.
For about the 9th time, Mokrin asks, "So you call it mead?"
That is mead.
That's
True orcish mead.
on the back of a horse.
On wherever you can make it. It just has to ferment a bit, and then it is fantastic.
That's amazing. Konnor,
What?
Come, Konnor.
why are you walking that way for? Come over here.
Why are you shouting? I'll be there in a minute.
The sunlight is incredibly bright, even for, 8 a.m. on the frontier.
I put my hangover sunglasses on.
I'm telling you, we need, next time we see Smithson, we need to have him make you some, sunglass goggles.
Mm-hmm.
The kobold is stumbling as you all move to break camp.
Definitely give Konnor some coffee.
Thank you, Poppy.
I put extra sugar in it.
Thank you. And I take it and start to drink it.
You know,
trying
really
to-
make you feel better.
What?
Some more of the mead. Here.
Gaz just pops up next to him like,
In an orcish, I will say, an orc after my own heart.
I think I'm good, buddy. And I pat your thigh or something. I'm good. I just want to stop feeling like this, and I think whatever Poppy handed me will work better than what you hand me.
I make a better cup of tea than I make coffee, but...
I think you're protesting, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but this is the way that Gideon used to make it, and that was really good, so I feel like it'll help.
Thank you.
Let's go!
Yes. Friend Zonimus, you said we were heading to Fort Rushing Water, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Very good.
What brings you out here again?
I am actually heading to Fort Rushing Water. I was going to see my mother's, but it sounds like your situation is so dire that you might need my help.
Zonimus nods in that. Yeah, you did tell me that. I just want to make sure your story is the same the next day.
I don't know if we necessarily need your help, but we sure do appreciate it. That's right nice of you to offer.
Thank you, young Poppy.
All right, pick everything up, put out the fires.
Stick the kobold in a bag, put it in the back of the cart.
Yes, I'm crawling back into the bag to avoid the sun.
So we get the kobold all tucked into the back of the cart.
Yeah, Buttercup.
Have you been there before, Gaz?
To Fort Rushing Water.
Yes.
Yes, I have. It's simply a dwarven mining area that keeps track of those coming to and from the western half of the Caliban frontier. There's a bridge there across the Great Mother River. Is where I began my first adventure so long ago.
How long since you've been back?
About 6 years.
All right. Well, we haven't been there before. Are we going the right way?
We are, yes. Don't worry, I will get you there.
Okay.
I know he's a lot in the morning. It's gonna take a few days getting used to.
Yeah. I don't even drink anymore, and this is too much to handle.
We may need to start getting up like half an hour before him just so we can prepare emotionally.
What was it like when you left 6 years ago? I'm just wondering if it'd be the same.
Again, I don't usually go into the politics. I mean, they do their work. I go there to get supplies if I need them, but for the most part, nothing seems to change. They are dwarves. They seem to be more of the outcast variety, not of your typical Eastern Venturist dwarves, who I've noticed can be a bit snobbish.
Mockern's eyes move side to side.
But they seem as good, healthy community. They weren't at a want for anything
At the time.
at the time.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, just trying to see what we're getting ourselves into. Mockern,
Yes, sir.
what do you know of this place?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, Zonimus. I don't know if you know, we talked about it exactly a whole lot, but I mentioned there was kind of an incident back at the Dwarven Holt, and it was kind of on the down low for a while, but then my uncle Jacoby gave us this job.
You were outcast, weren't you?
Almost.
Did you say this was a place for outcast dwarves?
Let's just say I almost made it to on a train and then a wagon. I almost came to the last stop a different way and then out to Fort Rushing Water. But my mom, she helped me out, and they just I literally got some work way down in the bottom tunnels where it could kind of get out of the way, and if I say so, just have people forget about me for a while until it all blew over.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mockern. It sounds like whatever path you would have took, our paths would have crossed eventually.
You see, my shoulders kind of lift a little bit, like the idea that I would have found you guys no matter what. It gives him a good thought.
Gaz have a last name?
I am Gazdal, son of Yazgash and Mazgal.
I'm Zonimus, and it's early.
How much did you guys drink? We introduced each other last night.
We did. I was just filling them out this next morning to see if.
Same name again.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, not same name, but I mean, just yeah. I'm gonna take the front.
How about you just let me?
Of,
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the horizon by midday.
You can do it.
Usually I don't ride up front until Gideon says, "Hey, come here," and I go up front.
But he's
This
not
time I was
here.
gonna go up front and look around and call you up.
If we're just walking, yeah, wildfire. I've never really thought about the mechanics of how that would work because wildfire is a dog, but we're just walking. We're not like galloping.
How long is it gonna take to get there, Gaz?
We still got a couple days, I think.
So, you journey on, following the Great Mother River. It takes a few days, but you do eventually get to the bridge. It is a solid piece of dwarven construction, and you do see guard towers on either side of it that are also acting as basically toll booths. Dwarven guard hails you as you all approach.
Gaz, was this here before?
Yes, they've built this up. It's a little larger, a little bit more built, a little bit more fortified than it was 6 years ago, but pretty much the same.
I'll ride up in a talking distance. The dwarf that hailed us. Howdy.
Hey, state your business.
Passing through into Fort Rushing Water. Get some supplies, a little rest.
Well, you'll find the fort after you pass the bridge about half a day beyond.
Been all quiet between here and there recently?
Nothing we can't handle.
Fair enough. And I'll motion for everyone else to pass while I stand there and take in the scenery.
Well, currently there is a gate stopping you from actually going across the bridge.
All right.
But I'd say for the size of your party, it's a gold to pass by.
I grin. Here it goes. All right. I think I have a gold on me. I'll reach into my coin purse, pull one out, hold it up to the sun, flick it to him.
Catch it.
Go on. I'll turn and motion again
I'd say brings it up to the teeth.
for the gang to go past me.
Tests it, puts it in a pouch. He gives a shout in Dwarven, and the gate does start to rescind to the side, allowing you all to pass by.
As we pass by, I will wave and I will say, "Thank you, sir," in Dwarvish, because I never get to use that skill.
Thank you, sir.
You get that kind of weird, like, native speaker versus
Oh, yeah.
book learning. Maybe there was something not quite right about your accent that made it kind of funny, but you just see the dwarf just kind of grimaces a little bit, shakes his head.
I'm being nice.
As Malkin trots by with Buttercup and the cart, can I see if there is any clan symbols or signage or anything to recognize who
Sure.
these guys might be? Not with a natural 2, I imagine.
No, I can actually imagine probably at this point, Makrin, you might be stiff as a rod, just trying to maintain proper behavior, because you would say you do notice these guys are rough, like rough. It looks like probably at some point in the past, beards were shorn and they've just now started to grow them back out. But beyond that, no,
Right.
you don't look at them very long.
When we get a little clear of the gateway and the bridge. Hey, Zonas.
Yeah.
Hey, did you notice, how rough them guys is looking?
No. That's why I
Alright.
brought you.
Yeah. I was just trying to keep my eyes forward and, pretend like I ain't here, but, they plumb have them beards shaved off at some point. That's bad news. It's growing back, which means they've been allowed to kind of re-enter society and stuff, but, I mean, even the way they greeted you, they were just like, I mean, they're rude. Like, that's not a way the Dwarven Guard should greet any guest.
Well, I've had much more rude greetings than a grunt from a dwarf before. Will they be allowed to grow their beards out because they have been accepted back into society, or are they just thumbing their nose at the rules and growing them because they want to?
No, they definitely have been given permission to grow back. If your sentence ain't done yet, you might just find yourself tied back down and shorn again.
So would you say that we're amongst honorable dwarves?
I'd say there's somebody keeping folks in order, but this is going to be a rough crowd, and we need to let the others know that if they don't see a dwarf with a full beard, or at least one, that looks like a good human beard like mine, then we got to be real careful, because that person is all kinds of trouble.
All right. Why don't you get some more of that tea or coffee, whatever it is Poppy was passing around, and stay on the alert for any dwarven things that we don't know about because we're not dwarves.
Yeah, all right, I'll try. I was, those guys pretty freaked me out a little bit, and I gotta say I didn't notice much but a sideways glance, but I'll try to pay more attention.
You know, guys, this is just so much nicer. The last time we crossed the river, we had to fight a couple hydras. It was a touch-and-go situation there for a while, but, yeah.
Well, why were there hydras over here at the bridge?
Oh, they weren't here. No, we crossed the river. How far away was that, Konnor? It was a few days north.
How did you do that?
She parted the water, and we just... Well,
You know I'm a druid, and I can do things like moving water from one location to another location so that we can get across. But the hydras were mad that I was disrupting their river, I assume. And so they came out and they tried to hurt Wildfire here. That was a bad business, but he seems okay now.
I think that's amazingly powerful. I mean, my mother knows how to do many great powers. I don't know all of them. Maybe she knows how to do something like that.
Oh, she definitely knows how to do something like that.
Well, I would say I am very impressed. And the fact that you got everybody safely across.
I mean, I just held the water up, but I wouldn't say it was a good time, but we were successful in our endeavor.
Yeah.
Well, few people can say they've walked away from a hydra.
She's being modest. She says she just held the water up. She created a valley in that river for us to traverse and kept it open while we handled the hydras. We only had to handle one of them before the other one got the hint and ran away.
But I'm just saying, this bridge is nice because I don't have to, I can do things like hold water back, but it makes me real tired after a while. So being able to just walk across the bridge is mighty convenient.
It is. And only a half day's journey to Fort Rushing Water should not take us any time at all.
And no hydras.
As we get to where we can kind of see the town on the horizon, I will bird and go and get a bird's eye view of everything and kind of get the lay of the land, so to speak. Okay. So that I can kind of make sure that the town's not on fire.
Sure. Yeah. No.
I'll slow us down a little bit to give her time to do that and report back.
So on the horizon, once you're a few hours from the crossing, you do see it is this settlement that has built up, as would almost any settlement, around a place of defense and a place of power that Fort Rushing Water has become. It's kind of one of those things where it probably started out as a work camp, and then, once the walls of the fort were built, then people started building more permanent structures. Until now it's a frontier town. It's a gathering place, because you can probably bet that there's probably other smaller homes or settlements around here that basically use Fort Rushing Water as a hub point. Goods would be brought from the last stop to Fort Rushing Water to be distributed out. And that's basically kind of how the dwarves really started. It's how they hype up the rail line, right? Because they're like, oh, we could build a rail line out to this place and have it be connected, and therefore you would get more goods and more supplies. And
once a place proves that it can be prosperous, then you might reconnect it to the rail lines.
Exactly. But the most prominent thing that you notice, because this settlement, it's nowhere even near the size of the last stop. But the thing that you notice is the octangular dwarven fort. And it's a very distinct style of construction that the dwarves use. This is how they build all of their fortifications, is they want big, massive, heavy doors to the north, the south, the east, and the west, so that way, no matter where the threat comes from, they can fling that door open and send defenders out. So there's this thick octangular wall with these big doors, and they're double gates. So you have to open one gate, come in, close that gate, open the second gate, like a lock system. In the middle of this octangular walled area is the fort itself. And you see that there are some kind of guard towers that extend up, but Makrin would be able to tell you that dwarven construction, they'll build some stuff up in order to see over the walls. Dwarves go down, so there's probably more of this fort that's sunk into the earth.
How about materials? Would they have been able to find stone or haul stone, or are they going to rely on the lesser quality of wood?
The line has been built up over the years they probably started out with a wooden palisade, but then as time went on and they were able to either mine or bring in material, it has now converged into a stone, very permanent structure. But that is what you see, soaring overhead of Fort Rushing Water and its associated township.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
So I will come back and I will pop back into Poppy form and just kind of explain the construction that I saw. And I'm not completely ignorant of Dwarven ways. There's a reason I speak Dwarvish. We did a lot of business with them, so I kind of get the basic idea. So I just would kind of relay all of that and let Makrin chime in with what he felt comfortable chiming in with.
That double gate system that they've got there, the walls around are going to be solid, but there's going to be pathways, maybe right underneath the surface, or maybe small, dwarven-sized crawl tunnels or run tunnels that you can get troops unseen within the walls to any side. There's also going to be, all kinds of ways that you can cause problems for invaders in between the two-gate system. And then, yeah, Poppy, you're exactly right. What we can see above is probably 1/3 or maybe even less of what they got below, depending on the stability of the ground.
Tip of the iceberg, you might say.
And there is always work to be found there, anytime, because they are always building lower and lower. You can always find work in Fort Rushing Water. Whether you be dwarf or orc or human, they will accept you if you are able to work.
And that's the thing, though, too, about like with frontier towns, right, is that the town itself supports, yes, the people who live there and the people who own the businesses there and work there, but it's also like a satellite system, right? So you'll get people who have, like the McKees, they have a ranch that's a day or so ride from the last stop. And so it's kind of similar here, how the Dwarven Fort is, the centralized location where other people from outside areas can come, get what they need, and then they go back home type thing.
So as we are coming to Fort Rushing Water, we will start to see agriculture, we'll see ranches, we'll see farms, but long before we actually get to the fort itself.
Yes.
And the thing I will also tell you, so part of the problem here, you are, even though you're close to the Great Mother River, you are truly in Kalban Desert now.
Like barren wasteland.
So are we seeing agriculture?
Really, no.
Well, except we will see
Rock art.
ranches, we will see cows and
Aurochs.
aurochs.
Something
because
that can eat
that's-
the scrub.
Maybe. Like that's the thing. Around here and around this particular area, it's very rough terrain.
Okay. So as we go, is there somebody that I would know in there as far as getting a job or anything like that?
The best place to go is literally to the fort itself.
Right, yes.
And the best person to talk to, or at least to ask for, would be Commander Winifred Wallhammer. She is the dwarven commander of this fort. So
Winifred.
Wallhammer.
Wallhammer. Wallhammer.
As we get closer to the fort, I say, we should check out Commander Winifred Wallhammer. They might be able to point us in the right direction you had mentioned some kind of a job, something that they might be needing us for.
That's great that you have that information. Look, I know this seems weird that we're checking it out and scouting ahead, but you gotta understand the last place we walked into, not all of us walked out of. So we're just being a little cautious.
You should always check out a place before you walk, if you have the means. Sometimes you just have to walk right in.
Yeah.
But with young Poppy flying in the air, and the knowledge that Mokrin has.
Speaking of, does that name ring a bell with a natural 18?
The natural 18. So, Commander Winifred Wallhammer, the Iron Lady. One of the roughest and hardest-hearted dwarves that you have ever heard of. And that's why she was assigned out here, to keep order. From rumors that you've heard, she keeps order. She keeps order with an iron fist. There's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions about Miss Wallhammer. Or Commander Wallhammer, she will quickly correct you. She don't suffer no fools.
Would this have been an assignment she would have wanted to take? Like, I'll go do that? What would be my perception on that?
Punishment is the fort.
Strangely enough, she volunteered.
Yeah.
That's not normal. Most of the time, the commanders of the forts get their posting, and it's just as much a punishment for them as it's said to be an honor.
And do I remember anything about the Wallhammers back home? Was she perhaps like an only child, or is she older, younger?
She's one of the younger daughters of the family. You almost get the sense that she needed something to prove her name.
And I kind of relay that to everybody. If she's the Winifred Wallhammer, one, she gonna be incredibly disciplined, and we're gonna have to watch our P's and Q's. Poppy, she probably gonna come across as rude and staunch, but it's just the dwarven way. There's no progress without order, and you can't have order without rules. And they called her the Iron Lady. There's not gonna be much mercy out here. And then, if I remember right, she was one of the younger daughters of the Wallhammer clan. I think she volunteered to come out here probably in an attempt to prove herself, prove she could be the leader even more than like her older brothers and sisters.
So, you head into Fort Rushing Water. It is most certainly a dwarven settlement. And it is very odd. You don't notice a lot of farming. You don't notice a lot of agriculture. And the people that you pass by, a mix of dwarves, humans, a couple orcs here and there, they all seem to be a little weather-worn, a little exhausted. And it is strange because it does seem to almost has the feeling of a war camp where people are resting and preparing for an attack.
Those walking around that seem like they're probably the worker type.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like war fatigue, or does it seem like, I don't know if I use the word slaves, but like imprisoned labor? Are they free?
It's that whole situation where, kind of as Makran was talking about, if they're dwarven, then they were probably sent here.
Right, but the orcs and others.
But the orcs and the humans, it more seems like that whole idea of this is our home and we're going to defend our home. We're going to help defend our home. Or maybe, they've been kind of hired on as, because, there are only so many outcast dwarves in the world.
Okay. We're in, right?
Yeah. Let's say you're in the town. Yeah, you're in the town, and you can head towards the actual fort itself, or you could try to stop somebody here in town.
I do want to stop just a random passerby and just playing completely dumb. Where would I find the commander?
Oh, you looking for Commander Wallhammer?
Yes.
That way, sir. And he points to the fort itself.
But didn't seem any kind of weird with the name, or
no, it's like he knows.
Cautious or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he knows the name, and like there is a little bit of
why
that.
Why would you come see her? Or
yeah,
anything
why
like
are
that?
you seeing? No.
Okay.
No, people. It seems like people ask after the commander, every so often, that it's not that unusual of a thing.
Okay. Konnor, where are you?
My bag.
And where's the bag?
In the cart.
How's Makran, what's his perception on when people notice Konnor? Is that there's not any animosity per se?
Well, so Konnor, are you hiding or are you just...
So yeah, I'd probably be peeking out of the bag a little.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to just give me a stealth check?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
If you haven't chosen to go invisible or anything.
No. 18 plus 7.
Okay. You're a small kobold in the back of a wagon, like, you know how to make yourself unnoticeable. Mm-hmm. So you're staying very still, and you're probably, might not be in the bag, but at least, like, have it over you like a little cloak. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you're peeking out and, like, you're watching the road, but no one spotted you.
Okay.
Well, I want to remember what Makran said. I'm eyeballing some dwarves, beards, no beards, kind of beards.
Seems to be kind of a mix of, it's like there's some who, it's that whole serve the time, now they're just waiting out the rest of it, and some that, might not have been following the rules like they should, so they've been shamed further type thing.
All right, well, Gaz, you might be a familiar face. Makran,
yes, sir.
We're going to need you. I think the three of us for sure should head directly for the commander. Poppy, you want to come with us? You got to give you the option. I'm trying to not tell you what to do.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you. Konnor, are you going to come, or are you going to stay here? Because I can stay here with you if that would make you more comfortable, or we can all go together.
I'll go with you guys.
Yeah, we're all gonna go.
Okay.
We might as well approach, very openly, and we don't have nothing to hide. We ain't...
Yeah, showing up in large numbers wouldn't be intimidating at all. Let's go. Yeah, so we'll start making our way to where...
Say 5 is a large number.
he'll start walking the way the kind of person directly this way.
Yeah, you do see the doors of the fort are open, basically kind of saying, like, you're welcome to come in. Mm-hmm. It would be more like if the alarm was raised, then, the doors would immediately closed.
That's a good point. As I approach this, I not that I'm a tactician or anything, but I see enough, at least in this adventure. Is there anyone posted somewhere? Are they looking at us? Do I see anyone with weapons?
You do see various guards. Mm-hmm. Some you do see walking openly. But that's, again, one of the things about Dwarven construction is that they build very much with defense in mind. If you were going to lay siege to a Dwarven fort, you would run out of supplies before they do.
So I'm kind of picking up that they're not paying attention to us. They perceive us as zero threat.
Yeah, you guys get some looks, you get some curiosity, because you're travelers, you're outsiders, new people in town, but it's that kind of curiosity and not necessarily, it's curiosity, not suspicion.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Because some of them haven't seen a kobold ever, and probably haven't seen a halfling in a while.
Yeah, Konnor's getting more curious, again, and it's a lot of curiosity, not necessarily suspicion, just because new, novel thing.
Yeah, as I get closer, I might ask one or two more people, Commander Wallhammer, this way?
Yeah, they keep pointing it towards fort.
I greet the guards. and I say, greetings. You might remember me. I have found some bounties for you here and for Commander Wallhammer, and I've just come to see if I could talk to them and see if there were any new jobs available for my companions and I.
Oh yeah, Commander's got a real special one. Go talk to her, Gaz.
Wonderful. Come, friends. We shall be eating well tonight. So yes, let's head into the office to see if we can find, and I'm sure I would know my way.
And it's one of those things, walking into the fort, there's a bit of a hustle and a bustle, and again, it's like the dwarves are once more kind of laying back. It's the type of watching, you're watching the horizon to see if there's going to be a storm on the horizon. And it does seem like here, kind of in the middle of the day, it's almost as if like the schedule has been flip-flopped from what you're used to. Because you're used to these people being up and bustling during daytime. But there's been a flip-flop. It seems like more people are resting
in the dark
during the daytime than they would be before. So you walk in to the first floor of the Dwarven Fort. They have a big kind of open common area that it's kind of one of those things that can basically be turned into whatever they need it to, right? Like if they need it to be a feasting hall, it can be a feasting hall. If they need it to be a temporary medical ward, it can be a temporary medical ward. So right now it does seem to be kind of the stockpile. And you do see, actually in the center of the room, big table, again, low, because dwarfs.
I feel so happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Poppy, everything's built more on, it's more on your scale. Yes, it's a little more grand because the dwarves, they like to make a statement.
Listen, I've been to the Black Hands Manor. I've been to parties. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad to not have to need a booster seat.
At the large table, towards the center of the room, you see, standing around it, 3 figures. One, round about 4'9", fairly broad-shouldered, bright blonde beard, braided in a very utilitarian style, clothing very well tailored to her form, female dwarf, who you can assume is Commander Winifred Wallhammer.
Do I recognize her?
Yes, you do. Okay. Standing next to her, seeming to help her strategize, to Makran, Poppy, Zonimus, and Konnor, Marshal Evelyn Walker.
Wow.
Paladin of Daga. And her traveling companion, Mordecai Arameus. And of course, as you approach, the commander looks up. Well now, Gaz, good to see you again.
Commander.
Who did you bring with you?
Oh, these are my new friends I met on the way out in the Caliban. And, Marshal Walker. Oh, you old rogue. Anything new out in the Caliban? Have you found the Black Smoke gang that you were looking for?
Not yet, Gaz. They are as elusive as ever. And she comes forward and clasps your hand real tight. You came at the best time.
Ah, good. I like a good adventure.
Commander Wallhammer here. Could use your help.
Fantastic.
I'll let her explain. She knows the story better than I do. And the commander looks up at you all, squares her shoulders, and says, well now, new recruits, we're having a little bit of a trouble with the dam.
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Makran Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, Connor Shenold as Konnor the Kobold, and I'm Michael Cross as Gaz. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Monument Studios, Andrew Sitkov, and TabletopAudio.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure to rate us and leave a comment. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and RedDirtDND.com. Tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D and share us on social media. And we have new content on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/reddirtdnd. And check us out on our YouTube page. Just search for Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels, including early listening to shows and access to our Discord server. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban frontier.
Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gaz, an orc barbarian, son of Yazgash and Mazga, protector of the Caliban, hero of the people, scourge of evil everywhere, and all-around awesome dude.
I'm Konnor.
I'm sorry.
You should have prepped us for that because, oh my God.
That is brilliant. And we're over here all dying trying to keep it in.
Well, I know what mine is. I'm Johnny Payne, and I'm going to monologue for 3 minutes.
Okay, that's not the actual intro. I just thought I'd have
You just
fun
had to
with
get that out, okay.
Generally, we workshop
now you're messing
the
with
intros.
me. Now I don't know which one is real or not.
No.
Okay, outtake. This is awesome.
That was an outtake.
Good night in heaven.
Stick the kobold in a bag, put him in the back of the cart.
Yeah.
crawls into the bag himself, so it's like someone could carry him.
Just walks. Anonymous, hold this, and I hold it, and he jumps in.
Kangaroo, baby!
And I very pointedly get in there before, cleanup's all done.
He goes in there with his cup of coffee, immediately. They can handle this. They got gas now.
It's a whole thing, when you have a dog that's just really cold, right? And they have a blanket, and they just go under the blanket, and then they come back out, and all you see is just the tip of the snout.
Yeah, that's how I'm lapping up the coffee.
He doesn't have lips. Remember, we previously established this. It's hard for him to drink things.
It's mouthy for someone without lips. That's our Konnor.
If you punch him in the face, would he get a fat lip? He has no lips.
And now all I can think of is VeggieTales.
I have Slurpee in my ear.
Oh, you're old. That's why Yazgash didn't mention you, out of character. That's... I felt offended that Yazgash and Mazga didn't mention that you existed.
Have you seen my 10-year-old boy?
It's because you're a full-on adult who's been gone for a while.
Yes,
so they adopted Windrunner because they were empty nesters.
Oh, God.
This ungrateful son. He never writes. He never comes home. Haven't seen him in years.
He just sends him a picture of his latest adventure. This is me fighting some sand silhouettes. His mom gets a picture in a couple weeks, and it's him fighting a sand silhouette, but there's a tiny little furball next to him. Hey, I know that furball. That is Poppy.
Message is a cantrip, but send selfies like a third level spell.
All of a sudden, Gaz is like, Poppy, take selfie with me.
Poppy's not in the group
Because
picture. It's just it's giant eagle talons way off in the distance in the top corner. It's as soon as we met, she freaked out and flew 5 counties away. Saddle up.
I thought we were moving this whole time.
I did too, actually. In my editing, we might be.
I think we are.
We'll just say words. You make this into whatever episode you want it to be. Welcome to the Gaz Show. It's Gaz.
We don't even have to show up for next recording. You can just throw together our voices.
Some random words. Fight, save, oh no. Ah! Hooray!
Sneaky Coyote.
Gaz have a last name?
Oh, we talked about it at the end of recording last time because I asked, does Gaz have a last name? Because we didn't know Yazgash and Mazga's last name.
If they do the hyphenated
he's like
names.
Cher.
Brangelina. He's like Sting or Madonna.
I'm like Zendaya.
She looking over your shoulder all the time?
So we journey on, and it's uneventful, and nothing happens, and the sun is shining, and we have a good time,
We get
right?
to the fort, they give us the supplies we need and a map to the mines. So we're at the mines.
That's not how the game works.
The mines we want are not at Fort Washingwater. We're going to have to make a boat, Huckleberry Finn style, and go down the river to the Lake of Tears, and that's where the flight crystal
I don't think
mine
we have
is.
to.
And then the coast
We just
We're not
have to
time for
procure
a boat.
a
Let's
boat.
just get into barrels.
I was
copyrighted.
thinking about.
We can't do that.
I was thinking about casting some kind of spell on the wagon and just turning the wagon into a boat.
We're going to cock the wagon and float it?
Yeah. Listen, that works in Oregon Trail all the time.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if it works in Oregon Trail, we can't lose.
Let's all get dysentery.
I can't believe they shave during No Shave November, though.
It's such an affront. I know. Like, it's rule breaking.
Oh my gosh. Kimberly texted me and said, I hope today you're as happy as a cat in a rat barn. And I said, listen, those are hard to come up with off the top of your head.
Poppy, what do you see with your bird eyes?
I see a stop sign, but it's laying on the ground.
It's a stop.
Poppy, you want to come with us? Giving you the option. I'm trying to not tell you what to do.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you.
Stop knitting and pay attention.
I am paying attention. Someone has to keep making handkerchiefs because y'all keep taking them. With your snotty noses.
We're having a little bit of a trouble with the dam. We good there, Michael?
Yeah, that's good.
I asked her if she knows where I can find the commander.
Walker. Is it Walker or Waller? Walker.
It's Walker.
It's Walker.
Like Walker, Texas Ranger.
Like that was the joke.
That was the joke.
And what was her companion?
Mordecai.
Thank you.
Like Mordecai, the Texas Ranger.